Hey everyone, this is a video blog entry. I had a rough night last night. I was in the hospital. I've been a cutter since 2010. I started when I was married to my ex-husband, who was an abusive lowlife, and he abused me in every way, shape, and form. And to deal with the stress, I would cut my legs and my arms. Sorry, I still have my chest cold. But yesterday at around 6, I got into a huge fight with my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister. And there was just so much yelling going on, and you know how I'm pretty much useless, which I probably am, but it's still no right to treat anybody that way. And I couldn't deal with the stress, so I went up and I did this and some more up here. I'm by no means suicidal, and I told the EMS that when they came, because my mom called them after I told her not to because I wasn't suicidal. I tried to tell them that I didn't want to go to the hospital, but they called somebody and they insisted I went. So I went to the hospital, got my wounds cleaned, and pretty much waited for 5 out of 6 hours. You know, they only talked to me for about an hour the whole time I was there. They did a psych eval, and you know, I told them about my situation at home, which is not very fun. It's not very pleasant for me. And my sister was nice enough to apologize to me today about, things she might have said yesterday to really hurt my feelings. The thing is, I don't really care what she has to say. I've grown immune to her because she says things so constantly that just kind of goes in one ear and out the other these days. But, for some reason, my mom and my dad really get to me. It's heartbreaking. I used to be so close with them, and our relationship kind of drifted. I'm the type of person who's very stubborn, and I don't take bullshit. If you say something to me, I'm going to say something back, and probably 2 times worse. And I guess they don't like that. They don't like somebody that doesn't, just do what they want and try to act happy and, act like, they're right about everything, even when they make you feel like shit on a daily basis. I can't do that. If they're going to make me feel like shit, I'm going to say something twice as worse to make them feel like shit. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type of thing, So I'm done being nice. I'm done trying because it's obviously never good enough for them anyway. So I'm done giving a shit, And I quit drinking over a month ago, about a month and a week ago tomorrow. Or no, today's Tuesday. So today, I took the day off today I took a personal day off because of my mental health and what happened yesterday. I'm not a danger to anybody. I don't feel like hurting anybody or killing anybody or, anything like that. I'm really not a threat. I'm just a broken person, who's been given a rough hand at life. And, I'm not as badass as I can act. I'm a good actor, I guess. But when you're crying and somebody says, stop that act, or, I was in the hospital about 3 weeks to a month ago for physical health. I had a low blood count and I had an iron deficiency. They still don't know why it happened or what's wrong with me. But 2 days after, because I didn't take my stuff upstairs fast enough for my mother, she called me a lazy pig and took it up herself. I get verbally abused constantly, and made to feel like crap because I'm not a perfect daughter like my sister is. You know, she's in her 30s, and she bends over backwards for my parents, and she lets my mom vent to her about everything, and she's always open to talking crap about me. You know, she doesn't really defend me or anything, but, you know, it just got too much for me yesterday. You know, I didn't turn to drinking, but I turned to cutting, which I haven't done in about maybe 3 months or so. I was doing better, but, you know, then yesterday happened. I mean, if you go through a rough time, I guess cutting isn't the answer. Self-harm isn't the answer. Sure, it relieves stress, and, you know, you feel a little bit better because the pain they're inflicting on you verbally, you take out physically, and, you know, I don't know why it would make somebody feel better, but I guess it does. You know, I was relieved for a very short amount of time until other people, you know, started yelling at me again, and called the police and the fire department, and, you know, had me whisked away, which they felt guilty about later on, according to one of the doctors at the hospital who had called my mother and, you know, said, is it safe for her to come home, or is it, you know, are you willing to have her back, or, you know, what should we do in this situation? You know, I guess I'm just tired of my family acting like they care about me when they really don't. You know, they don't. I mean, words are not as valuable as actions. You know, if you're in a place where somebody's saying they love you, or saying, you know, they'll always be there for you, but then they act the complete opposite, take those actions above the words. You know, the actions mean much more, because the words are bullshit without actions to, you know, go parallel with that. You know, so, you know, I've been in a lot of tough situations in my life. I've dealt with my husband, who abused me for years. You know, I'm a rape victim times 2, you know, by 2 people. Which, you know, I'm going to put myself down and say, I don't know why. I'm not pretty, you know, I'm average, you know, I'm weighty, you know, I've got a big body, I'm not appealing at all, you know. And after all the abuse from exes, I gave up on men and trying to have a relationship. I don't use dating sites. I rarely talk to any men on Facebook unless they're on my friends. And even then, I get distant from them. You know, there's few people on my friends list I've never even talked to. So, like, it really affects you, you know, in the long term. But such is life, I guess. Thank you for listening, I guess, to my rant. Or, well, it's not really ranting, it's just kind of discussion, a one-person discussion about, you know, what I've been through and what I'm currently going through, and I can only hope that, you know, things get better, but they probably won't as long as I'm here, you know, so. I applied for SSI, so hopefully I get accepted, or they approve me and I can move out, you know, because this is horrible. No, I wouldn't wish what I go through on my worst enemy, and I have one that I've had since elementary school. Or, well, I wish it on my ex-husband, but, you know, he would be completely deserving of that, and he has had hard times, and I call it karma, you know. So, thank you for watching. When I can think of other things, I'll probably video blog again, because it's kind of fun to use it as a diary, I guess, and show people that they're not alone. So, thank you for watching.